right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rallying, dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there at the Akim Wa'agwa. And what I want to go into, I've been seeing brothers making videos on the DX. I got this video right here on Rumble. I'm contemplating if I want to play it because I just got one of my videos removed that I made probably like a month ago, some weeks ago. They sent me an email and they took the video down. So whatever. I do have a Rumble page and I have another page, just in case I get any type of strikes. You can go to my page and there'll be links to the Rumble and the other YouTube page. So the title I have is, of course, DX, that I might smite Egypt with plagues as before. Okay. And what I want to focus on right here, I'm probably going to play this video, but you see the title, it says WEF Insider admits DX will be final solution to depopulation 6 billion souls. What I want to focus on is the Lord is in control of everything. We had the C-19, any plague, sickness, disease, anything that has, roamed rapidly through the earth and deleted a lot of people, made people sick. It's all the Lord's judgment. It's all because of the Lord, and it's no different since the beginning of time. Now, we're in a time, what I want to focus on is the Lord said he was going to bring us into Egypt again through ships. So I want to start here because it's a well-known fact that the Israelites served in Egypt. I want to start here in Exodus 7. Exodus 7, verse 2, it says, "Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land." And basically, by the Lord waking up his people, you see the brothers on the streets, you see brothers teaching vehemently day in, day out on the YouTube. This is the Lord telling the new Pharaoh, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, that he's coming to get his people and let his people go. Let my people serve me. The rallying cry is still the same. Verse 3, it says, "And I will harden Pharaoh's heart." All right. I will harden it. The Lord is in control of everything. What the white man is doing, he feels as if he's in the power seat, but au contraire, he's not in the power seat. Let's get this. All right, I got a scripture. Because when you go here to Proverbs, the 21st chapter, it says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord." All right. So these presidents, the elites, like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, whoever else we don't know, Trump, Biden, Kim Jong-un, Putin, all of them, their heart is in the hand of the Lord, meaning their mind. When they wake up and say, "Oh, I want to test fire a missile," "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that," well, it's all a cause from the Lord. He's causing the chess pieces to move. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the reason why you have all of this World War III talk, all of these missiles being tested, all of this back and forth, is because the Lord is moving the chess pieces, because we're getting closer to the second Exodus. The Lord is saying, "Let my people go." He's going to get us up out of here. But before we leave, it has to be a series of things that happen, just like the first time we left out of Egypt. All right. So now I want to go here. Before I continue in verse 3, I want to look up harden. Okay. Let's look that up.
Strong's H, 7185. Kasha.
Quashah. All right. It says, to be hard, be severe, be fierce, be harsh, to be difficult, to be hard, to be difficult. Yeah. All right. So in that time, the Pharaoh, it was difficult to get through to him. Really, it wasn't, but the Lord was, making it interesting on his behalf to show what his power, and that's what he's doing again. He could easily make Esau bow down, but he's going to show his power through a series of plagues by hardening Esau's heart. It says to make hard, make stiff, make stubborn. Now, what I did when I was reading this, I looked up stubborn, and it says
Stubbornness.
or stubbornness. Let me make sure stubborn. I looked it up, and it says Dodge determined not to change one's attitude or position on something. So the elites, they're not going to change their position where they're going to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. It wasn't given to them anyway, but they know them. They know the Bible. So they know the laws and what the Israelites supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing, and what people supposed to be doing in general. That's why they're contrary, they're adverse. That's why this man is known as Satan. All right. The adversary, he's adverse to the scriptures. That's why he protects the ABC community. He pushes it out there. That's why he pushes the woman over the man. That's why he pushes everything that he pushes. Fake foods, just usury, everything he pushed. That's adverse. So Esau is stubborn, and his stubbornness is due to the Lord, what? Hardening his heart. Okay. Because he know who we are, the elites. I'm talking about the elites, not the average day Joe six pack. I'm talking about the elites. They know who we are. The Lord, the elites know that we are the Lord's people, and basically his time is up. So he's got to come down with that great wrath. He got to do his trickery, his foolery, but it's not gonna work just like before. So we looked up harden. It says, "And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt." So the Lord said he was going to harden Pharaoh's heart. Matter of fact, let's go here. I got another precept. This is Psalms chapter 10, starting at verse 4. It says, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High." The Most High is not in all his thoughts. And just like Pharaoh before, he didn't, Yahweh wasn't in his thoughts, you know. That's why he came up against it, because he didn't know the Lord. The Pharaoh, he was a heathen. That's why the Lord showed his powers. Like you gonna find out who I am. But let's look up seek. It says the wicked won't seek, and Esau Edom won't seek. So let me go here. Let's look this word up.
Strong's H 1875. Darash. Darash.
Al-Rash, it says to resort to seek with care, inquire. They're not going to inquire of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They're going to inquire on the left-hand side, which the Lord controls that. But that's through the spiritual being Satan. All right. It says of heathen gods, necromancers. It says to allow oneself to be inquired of, the sought only of the Most High. It says right here to practice, study, follow, seek with application. He's not going to practice the laws. He's not going to practice righteousness. He's not going to, he might study it, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to follow. He's not going to follow. See, he's not going to follow righteousness, man. This so-called white man, the new Pharaoh, just like the old Pharaoh. He didn't follow Yahweh. So hey, you see what his end was, and it's gonna be the same with the new Pharaoh. Only the new Pharaoh is gonna catch that fire. So it says in verse 3, it says what? "And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Egypt." And we're in Egypt again. Let's go here. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. A good, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, when you go into the transatlantic slave trade, our people was brought into various lands, mainly the Americas, by ships in the islands, the Caribbean islands, through ships. We was cargo on them ships, man. And a lot of us didn't make it. But see, we're in spiritual Egypt. Why is America, aka Babylon, known as spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom? Okay. But why did he say Egypt again? Because number one, we was gonna serve bondage here. Think about it. And when you compare America to Egypt, okay, you have a lot of pyramids over here. You go to Memphis, you go to Vegas, and various places. Uh, when you go into idol worshiping, when you go into the women's equals rights, far as in ancient Egypt, women could hold political offices. They could divorce their husband. You have abortions. You have the wig, the makeup, again, the bondage, the system. And when you get down to the brass tacks, even the Greeks, the Romans, the Greeks, they learned from the Egyptians, a lot of them. And then they passed, the Greeks and the Romans, a lot of their things they got from the Egyptians. A lot of stuff started in Egypt. Okay. But so that's why the Lord said he was going to bring us there again, because all of the things that we were doing in ancient Egypt, well, it was going to happen again in the Americas, because a lot of our people don't want to leave this Egypt. You tell them this world is ending, it's coming to an end. They really don't want it to end like back then. That's you got the same spirits that was in the wilderness that didn't want to leave. They remembered that what was that the foods that they ate, certain luxuries that they have, even though they was in bondage. We're in bondage still, but you have certain luxuries that we have with foods. And, think about LeBron James or Floyd. They're in bondage still, but they have money, they have riches. Because even Jake always been in, will rise up. Think of Joseph. He was in Egypt, but he rose through the ranks. So it's the same thing. And the Lord said he was going to bring us here. Now, again, I want to touch on how the Lord controls everything. Just like ancient Egypt, this new Egypt. All right. America, aka Babylon the Great. Now the Lord controls uh this right here. If it's real, whether it come out just like the C 19, the Lord is putting that out there, but he's doing it through Esau Edom on the left hand side. Because the Lord controls the right side, which is the righteous side, and the left side, which is the wicked side. He controls both. He's a power of duality. See, and you can read about that in the book of Job. But I want to go here. Isaiah 45 and verse 6, it says, Salaki, I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. So the Lord said, there is none else like him. There's no power like Yahweh. Okay. Verse 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. You see, reiterated. Now, when we go about telling you, letting you know, it ain't nobody out here like me. All right. Jake say that. I'm that nigga. Ain't no nigga fucking with me. See? So when you go to Exodus 9, starting at verse 13, it says what? And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus said the Lord, power of the Hebrews, the Hebrew Israelites, let my people go that they may serve me. The Lord saying that again. That's why he's waking up his people and woke up brothers to teach. He's basically want brothers and sisters to know him. Like, let my people go. He's letting Esau know through this word, uh, going out on a major scale in its purest form, to let his people go so they may serve him. And brothers and sisters is doing it. Verse 14, for I will at this time sent all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me. See, you see how he said that again? All right, it was reiterated in Isaiah 45, because you know Isaiah is after this time. See, that there is none like me in all the earth. So the Lord is saying there's none like me. Right. He's in control of both. He's in control of the good and the evil. Verse 7, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Now, let's go here to First Kings, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is when King Ahab wanted Jehoshaphat to go to Ramoth Gilead to take it. So they inquired by the prophet Micah. Okay, and let's hear what Micah said. So this is 1 Kings 22, and starting at verse 19, it says, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him, on his right hand and on his left, on the righteous side and on the wicked side, basically. See? And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. So when people die in war, when people get sick, when a disease spread and kill a whole city block, earthquake happened and killed 2,000 people. Well, the Lord, it was counsel taken, and the Lord gave the green light for those things to happen. So if all of a sudden you see 20 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people, 100,000 people die from this, it was already counseled in the heavens, and the Lord gave that green light to certain angels, and they carrying it out. Okay, and I just want to make this point before I play the video. Now I want to come here. When you go to Second Esdras, all right, the 15th chapter, starting at verse 1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. These words are faithful and true. This is why you hearing these things about the DX. This is why you seen what happened with the C-19. This is why you see the earthquake in diverse places, the wars, the rumors of wars. Uh, all that we seeing is because why? The Lord spoke into the ears of the prophets. The prophets wrote it down and documented it. And these words are what? Faithful and true. That's why when we go here to Matthew 24, starting at verse 3, Yahweh Shah spoke of what's going on right now. Okay. And what is Yahweh Shah? He's the volume of the book. He's the word. Yahweh Shah is also a prophet as well. Okay. When you go into that word prophet or prophecy, is to basically tell what's going to happen before it happens. If I tell you Thursday, the sky gonna be pink, and then Thursday and the sky's pink, well, I just prophesied to you. All right, that's just in layman's terms. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, meaning the end of this age, the end of this eon, the end of this rulership, and the new rulership after? Because what? Esau is the ending and Jacob is the beginning that follows. Verse 4. And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Okay. For many shall come in my name, saying, I'm a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Are we not hearing wars and rumors of wars? See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. So the end is not yet. Even though things are looming. See, Verse 7, for nation shall rise up against nation and kingdom against kingdom. That's what's happening right now. And there shall be famines. That's what's happening right now. And pestilences. What are pestilences? Plagues, diseases. What we're seeing. That's why you always hearing something new. You had the bat thing. Now you got the DX. You still got the C19 out there. There'll be something else in a year or two that we still hear. And earthquakes in diverse places. Man, the earthquakes have been ramping up in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So right now we're in the beginning of sorrows. That's where we at right now. That's why the Lord said what? For they are faithful and true. And we can see that. Okay, now I want to jump down to verse 5. It says what? Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. This is what the Lord is bringing. So when you hear about the DX, this is what the Lord brings. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So this is why things are ramping up right now. The sins, it has reached up to the heavens, like it says in Revelation 18 chapter. It's time for Esau to be brought down, and Israel to go into that second Exodus to be brought up in righteousness. Verse 7. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Right. That's why brothers is teaching, condemning the wicked right here. Day in and day out, wickedness is getting condemned on a high scale, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth out unto me. The souls of the just complain continually. Again, you hear brothers complaining by these epistles, these digital epistles. The wicked is what? They're getting condemned. Brothers is going in on Esau, going in on Eve, going in on Jake, going in on everybody daily. This is a daily thing, an hourly thing. Okay. Verse 9, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them. And you have even brothers doing the work that passed on. They're still crying out, because remember when Abel died, the Lord said what? His blood was crying out to him. Okay. So the righteous have been crying out to the Lord since way back, man. It's just ramping up, and now the Lord is done holding his tongue. That's why, all of the strongholds is getting pulled down in the black church. Esau, Edom, Eve, uh, these women out here, all of these things. That's why you had a Kevin Samuels come out. All right. And not to say he's, a man of the Lord, but it was a reason for him to pull down the strongholds of this one of women. Then you have, because brothers really been doing that through the scriptures. But you always had that the Lord is always stirring the pot. He always using different avenues to get through to people. See, in his genius. Verse 9, it says, and therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Yeah, it's time for us to get up out of here, man. It's that time. We've been here too long. All right. And that's why we waxing worse and worse. Our people is waxing worse and worse. Now the Lord is like, nah, Esau, your sins reached up. Everybody's sins to reach up. It's time for me to pull my people out. That remnant, the elect, it's time for me to get them out of here, destroy you, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and the rest of you heathen nations. Y'all going into captivity now, and now my people is going to be brought into the goodness. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, just like before, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So didn't the Lord say he was going to bring us into Egypt again? So the Lord saying, hey, I'm going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this is not ancient Egypt, because we read out of the book of Second Esdras, which that is Ezra. And we know Ezra was in the time of the what Babylonian captivity, which was after Moses and that in the first Egypt. Okay, so can't be talking about ancient Egypt. Gotta be talking about a new Egypt, and that's not talking about over there in Egypt right now. No, he got to be talking about somewhere else. Because even though Egypt over there gonna get touched with plagues, they gonna get touched. That's not what this is referring to. Because the Lord said He was gonna bring us into Egypt again with ships. All right, if we was already in Israel or already in Africa, we don't need a ship to get to Egypt from Israel. You don't need that. No, you can travel by. Um, you can travel with a horse or a camel, on foot or a car. You can travel. So it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. Right. And what's going to be destroyed? America, Babylon the Great. All of America is going to be destroyed, never to be inhabited again. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So this is the lab. The this is the destiny of the new Egypt. It's gonna be destroyed. It's gonna be hit with that plague, the punishment of the Most High, and nobody's gonna live. You ain't gonna know where California began and where New York end. It's gonna be a wrap. That is gonna be a wrap. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video sometime when I play these videos. They get to messing up. If it mess up, brothers and sisters, you already see the title. It's on Rumble from the People's Voice. Okay, so let's listen to it a little bit.
Preparations for Disease X have been completed over the last. The World Economic Forum starts this week in Davos, where Klaus Schwab and his unelected bureaucrats will give center stage to a virus that the elites are warning will kill 20 times more people than COVID.
You see, but that's all. It's all been in the council. Esau Edom again. The things he do in the dark, it's already been counseled in the heavens. Then they get the idea to do these things, as we read in 1 Kings, the 22nd chapter.
The WEF and the Bill Gates funded World Health Organization are joining forces to prime Disease X in their final push for the pandemic treaty, which will strip the nations of the world of their sovereignty and officially sign them up to the New World Order's global government. For those who've been paying attention, the emergence of Disease X closely mirrors the shadowy origins of the COVID pandemic, with Bill Gates and the WHO holding tabletop exercises, the mainstream media disseminating fake news, and Klaus Schwab pontificating about casualties. The similarities are so uncanny that we have to stop and ask, is Disease X the pandemic that will get everybody's attention that Bill Gates and his ex-wife gleefully warned us about?
We'll have to prepare for the next one.
Why would he be saying that? And we all seen this clip, but you see these devils, man. And that's why they're going to go into captivity. Him and his woman or ex-woman. They're going into captivity, man.
I'd say will get attention this time.
You see? And this is all the Lord is using these devils to bring it up. All right? Because why? The Lord is going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. Okay?
Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't on the same hymn sheet. We must tread very carefully, analyze everything they're saying, and call them out on their fear-mongering and lies. Remember, the promulgation of fear is a control tactic designed to terrify the sheep into submission. Of course, Western...
That's true. All right? Through fear, you get people to submit. WEF funded lab in UK begins experimenting with daily DX. All right, so I'm Lord willing, I'm gonna leave this video. You can watch it on your own time, but that's pretty much the point. The Lord controls it, everything. And if this do pop off, well, we already know it's a counsel for it. But where there's smoke, there's fire. That's the old saying. So if it's being talked about, and you heard what your boy BG said about the next one to get the attention, You heard what he said in the beginning. It's gonna kill 20 something times more, 20,000 times more.
COVID. The W that the elites are warning will kill 20 times more people than COVID.
20 times more people. All right. So whatever is the numbers was on the C19, there's gonna be 20 times. So let's say if it was 1,000,000 people, now it's gonna be 20 million. And it's all gonna be because it was already counseled in the heavens for it to happen. This is one of the plagues that's gonna hit. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring this out, Lord willing, it's edifying to the next lesson. Come on.